Hello everyone. Today I'd like to talk to you about focus or strong stress. Now this is something we've talked about before, and we've learned the most important rule for focus or strong stress is that usually it's on the last word of the sentence or the last word of the group. So for example, my name is Tracy. I'm from South Africa. I teach English. I teach pronunciation. And all the time, the most important word was at the end. And that's a very normal pattern for English, to have that focus, strong stress at the end of the line, so that the sound sounds like da-da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da-da. And we've got that strong stress at the end. However, strong stress is not always the last word. It's not always the last word that is the most important word. So today's lesson is try to help you understand where the focus word might not be on that last word. Why would it not be on that last word? Why would it go somewhere else? When we were discussing it going on the last word, we said it's almost always on the last word, as long as the last word is an important word. And even if there's an important word before it, if there are two important words, it goes on the last important word. So it's not necessarily about what is most important, although that is part of it. And what I have for you here is a list of some of the times when the focus or the strong stress might move earlier in the sentence for one of these reasons. So today I'm going to explain them to you and give you some examples. The first rule is that focus wants to go on new information, not on old or known information. Now, this is especially important inside a conversation, because inside a conversation, when you are talking, you have many things that you already said. You don't want to use the same word as your strongly stressed word again and again and again at the end of every line. You use it one time at the end, and then you want your focus to move on to what is new. What is the new important information? So, for example, if I said something like, I can't find my book. Book is the most important at the end, right? I can't find my book. So then you might say something to me like, oh no, which book is missing, right? And then I would say, I can't find my pronunciation book. Now, I don't want to say again, I can't find my pronunciation book, because you already know book. I already said I can't find my book. So I would want to change it now to, oh, I can't find my pronunciation book. So, and this happens a lot in a conversation. If you're speaking to somebody and you've already said it, it then becomes old or known information. So then you might not choose that word to be the strongly stressed word again. You would choose the last new one. So it's my pronunciation book. The last new word is pronunciation. If I already said, I can't find my book, it's my pronunciation book. I don't want book to be most important in that second sentence because it was already important. That's this idea here in number one, that we want the strong stress on the new important last information in the sentence. Okay, the last new important word in the sentence. So new is actually very important. The next thing is sometimes our focus word will move to a different word when we're trying to show which word is answering the question. If somebody asks us a question, we want to put the strong stress on the answer to that question. So if somebody's showing me their shoes and they say, which color's better? I would say, the blue shoes. And I would put strong stress on blue, not on shoes, because what was their question? Which color? So I want to make sure my answer is the blue ones or the blue shoes. If my friend says to me, which color is better? I would want to say, the blue ones are better. The blue shoes are better. Choose the blue ones. And you can hear the strong stress there. I was saying the blue ones, the blue shoes, choose the blue ones. All of that was with strong stress, that louder, higher, and a little bit longer stress on the word blue, because that was the answer to my friend's question. Okay, so those are two times when the strong stress might not be on the very last word. right? When it is new information that we want to emphasize, not old information. If the last word is actually old or known already, then we want to go to the new information. Also, if somebody's asked a question, we want to make sure we answer the question with the strong stress on the answer, the actual word that answers the question. The next thing is that sometimes we use this type of strong stress when we actually disagree with someone or when we want to show a contrast. So, for example, if somebody said to me, it's expensive, I might say something like, it's not expensive. And I would put strong stress on not. Or if somebody said to me, it's an expensive book, I might say, no, it's a cheap book. Now, my strong stress is on cheap. It wasn't on book maybe for a couple reasons. One, because book is also known already. We're already talking about the book, right? But also because I'm disagreeing. The person said, it's an expensive book. And I said, no, it's a cheap book. So I am disagreeing with them, and I want to put my strong stress on the part where I disagree. This is also sometimes contrast, like it's not a cheap book, it's an expensive book. Now, strong stress was cheap, and then strong stress was expensive. So we use our strong stress like that when we want to put on the new thing, when we want to answer a question, when we want to disagree. But here, these last two, number 4 and number 5, are a little bit special. And they are also places where the strong stress goes where you don't expect it, especially when you agree with someone. Okay, when somebody says to you, oh, it's a beautiful day today, you would say, it is a beautiful day today. What did I put the strong stress on? The word is. It is a beautiful day today. Now, that's a very strange place to put a strong stress because is actually a helping verb. And we've learned in this chapter that usually helping verbs receive no stress. Right? So that's actually a very strange place to put stress, but that is what we do to show agreement. We put it on a helping verb. So for example, we were talking about the expensive book, remember? If I say, oh, it's an expensive book, you want to agree with me, you would say, it is an expensive book. Or I say, it's a beautiful day outside. You would say, it is a beautiful day outside. Or, it was a great class. You would say, it was a great class. Okay, perfect. Now, what about our last one, number 5? This is the last one that I'm going to give you as an example of when the strong stress won't be on the last word, might be in a different place. And that is to return a question, right? And that's an interesting one. If I ask you a question like, are you going to the party? You would say, oh, yes or no. Are you going to the party? Okay, did you hear where the strong stress was? I said, are you going to the party? Strong stress on party in a normal pattern. And you say, maybe. Are you going to the party? And the strong stress was on you. Exactly. Now that is a weird place also to put strong stress because usually we've learned that pronouns don't have strong stress. But in order to give the same question back to somebody, it's actually a type of contrast. In order to give the same question back to somebody, we do go ahead and stress the pronoun. And that's something that's a little bit tricky for people sometimes. If I say to you something like, do you like spicy food? My strong stress will be on food. Do you like spicy food? And you might say, yes. Do you like spicy food? Right? And the strong stress went on that pronoun. Do you like spicy food? Why don't you try asking me back a question, okay? Do you like apples? And you should have asked, do you like apples? Yeah, good. How about, are you tired? And you would say, are you tired? Okay, very nice. So you get that. So these are all the places where our strong stress, our focus, won't be on the last word. When it's trying to be on the new information, the last word maybe is already known or old information. When you're answering a question, you want that strong stress on the answer. when you're disagreeing, right? It's an expensive book. No, it's a cheap book, okay? Also, when you're agreeing, and that one will actually go on the helping verb. So, it's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. Or to return a question, are you sick? No. Are you sick? Then it'll be on the pronoun. So these are all times, normal times, when that focus or that strong stress won't be on the last word in its normal pattern. Thank you.